So here is the Wikipedia web page on what is called dual numbers, and you will see that you can use this to do automatic differentiation. Okay, it's taking ages. So this is a new algebra, which is very simple. It's a bit similar to the complex, if you want. So you have this epsilon new number, and each you replace each number by a new one, which is written like this. And you need to define the new arithmetic for this number, and so the plus is like this. And the new fact is that you are imposing that epsilon square is equal to 0. So if you deal with the complex, this epsilon would be the I, and I square would be equal to -1. So here you are changing this rule, and you are changing the I into an epsilon, and the new rule is that epsilon square is equal to 0. Okay, so it's nilpotent. So which means that when you are adding them, it's still an epsilon, but when you are multiplying them, this epsilon square will disappear. So this is exactly what you are used to do when you are doing I don't know how to say in English actually, développement limité, or Taylor expansion. That's it. Okay. So let's see how you can do this in Julia. So I will define a new type which will correspond to this dual number. So in order to do that, I'm defining dual, which is a subtype of numbers, and there are two quantities: the value, which is a float, and the epsilon, which is also a float. So you see, I mean, here I'm running it on a notebook. You see that the kernel is now Julia, so it's not anymore Python. So you can perfectly, I mean, install Julia on your laptop and have it running like that in a notebook. Okay, so this is my new type, which are dual number. Value is the real value, and epsilon is the value before the in front of the epsilon. So now I need to define a new addition. I will also define a new subtraction on the multiplication. So the way to do that in Julia is very simple. I'm just importing the regular plus, minus, and multiplication, and I will overload this operator, meaning that now when I'm applying a plus operator between two dual, okay, which is written here, I can specify what I want to do. So here it's very simple. What I want to do is just construct a new dual, and the value will be what? It's just the sum of the value of the first one and the second one. Okay, so this is for the value. So this is this quantity, A plus C. And now for the epsilon part, this is just the sum also of the epsilon part. Okay, I need to do the same thing for minus. So now it's minus W value and Z minus W epsilon. So the fun part is coming here. Now for the multiplication, for the value, it's the regular thing. So it's And I'm using here the base multiplication between floats, okay, which is already defined in Julia, of course. So this is the part corresponding to the value. And now I need to define the part for the epsilon. And you see that this is A times D plus B times C. So it's a Z value with a regular times W epsilon plus Z epsilon times W value. Okay, so you see here I overloaded the operator plus minus and multiplication. So let's see how it works. So just this is a convenient way to display dual numbers. So you see that now A is a dual number with value equals to 2 and epsilon value is equal to 1, and I'm displaying like this thanks to this show function. So it's 2 plus 1 times epsilon. So now we can play with these numbers. So since I defined what is the product of two dual numbers, I can do this. Okay? Does it make sense to everyone that it's 4 times 4 times epsilon? So it's correct. The fun part is that this A times A is A square and it's still working. But I never define what is the power of two dual numbers. Okay, so let's try with something different than 2, it's still working. And if you want to understand why it's working, you can ask which method Julia is using in order to compute this. And this will direct you to the source code of Julia. And so you see that the power between a number of an integer is, you need to apply the power by squaring, and power by squaring is defined over there. And the important part here is that you see that if the only thing that is done is basically here, it's multiplying x by itself t times, well, p times, okay? So in particular, as written here, the power is defined as for any x as soon as Julia knows how to multiply them. So since here we explain Julia how to multiply two dual numbers, Julia automatically knows how to take the power of such a number. Okay. So now let's try. Do you think this will work? 2 times A. Well, since there is a problem below, I guess the answer is quite trivial. So this is not working, okay? Because I did not explain Julia how to multiply a number with a dual number. So here, what I need to tell Julia is you need to convert this real number. Indeed, this is just a dual number with epsilon part, which is 0. Okay, this is what I mean. This is what I mean with this multiplication. Because now what I want to do is dealing with polynomials. Okay, so polynomials is just a bunch of coefficients, p0, p1, p2, etc., and taking powers of my x. So I already checked that Julia knows how to compute power of dual numbers, but now I need to explain Julia how to do this multiplication with a real a float here, or a real number, times this dual. So if this is what I want to do, what I have in mind when I'm doing this 2 times a is that this 2 is the coefficient of my polynomial. So this is exactly as transforming it to a dual number where the value is 2 and the epsilon part is 0. Okay. Now, each time I see something like that, an expression where I have a real number and a dual, what I'd like Julia to do is transform these two in a dual and then do the multiplication I just defined before between two dual numbers. So this is what is called conversion of promotion. So the conversion will explain to Julia how to convert a real number into a dual number. So this is very simple. If I want to convert x, which is a real, into a dual, I just need to define dual x and then let's do this, 0 of x. And the promotion rule is what? If I have an expression implying dual numbers and reals, well, I want to forget about the reals in a sense, or convert them into dual. So I want to transform everything in dual numbers. So I need to promote the type of the real to a dual number. So this is what I'm explaining Julia here. If you have dual on type numbers, then transform everything in dual. Okay, so now 2 times a is working because Julia understands that this is a number, so it should be promoted to a dual. Converting a real number to a dual is done thanks to this formula, and then the multiplication of two dual number it's explained over there. So 2 times a is exactly doing what I want. The nice thing is now, okay, I can deal with all the arithmetic function I define between dual numbers and real numbers. So here what Julia is doing is, okay, there is a dual number on this real number with a minus. So there is an expression with two types, a dual number and a real number. So the first thing Julia needs to do is to convert this one to a dual number. This is done here, and then the minus between two dual numbers has already been defined. And you see that you can do arithmetic 3 times the square and so on. Everything is working fine. Any question on this? Okay, so now how to use this in order to do automatic differentiation. So here it's what is basically written in the Wikipedia webpage. So you consider this polynomial. And now since epsilon square is equal to 0, you can check that this is true, this quantity here. So when you take x plus epsilon y to the power k, you have the value of this, which is x to the power k. And the epsilon part is k times x power k minus 1 times epsilon times y. Okay? So if you apply this formula to this polynomial, you obtain the polynomial applied to a dual number. The value of it is the polynomial itself applied to the value of this. And the second part here is exactly the derivative of the polynomial, p prime of x times y times epsilon. Okay, so let's check this. So here I have my original dual number with value 2 and y equal to 1. So where is this 27 coming from? Well, this is the value of this polynomial evaluated at a equals to 2. 3 times 3 to the power 2, this is 27. Now what is this 18? Well, this is, since I took y equals to 1 in this expression, you see that this y here is disappearing, it's just a 1. So I should obtain exactly the derivative of the polynomial. So if you take the derivative of this, it's 6 times 1 plus a, evaluated at a equals 2. 6 times 3, it's 18. Okay, so if I want to get only this part, you can do it this way. So that this now gives you exactly the derivative of this expression with respect to a evaluated at a. Okay, I just taking this value. So now you can define a function which is a derivative of a polynomial evaluated at a real x. So it's very simple. You want the epsilon part. Okay, I only want this part, the epsilon part of f apply to x is a real, so I need to translate it to a dual x, and which is a value, and what should I take for the epsilon value, for the epsilon part? Well, I just said here, if I'm taking y equals to 1 here, y is equal to 1 here, so I will obtain exactly the derivative only. Okay, so this is now my function, so let's try it. So the derivative of the function x, the polynomial 1 plus x plus 3 times x squared, evaluated at 1, it's 7, which is right. Okay? So now you see that here, in a few lines of Julia, you are able to compute derivative for all polynomials. Is there any question so far? So now let's do something a bit more tricky, which is what is presented in the video of Alan Edelman. So let's try, I want to deal with square root. The problem is that square root is not a polynomial function. So Julia does not know how to compute this. So it's telling you it's not defined for dual. So here, I will use the Babylonian way to compute square root, which is this very simple iterative algorithm. So this, I mean, you can formally show that it will converge to the square root of x, and the intuition behind it is if t is your current estimate for the square root of x, if t is too large, then x over t is too small, so taking the average of these two should be closer to square root of x than the original thing. And you can show mathematically that this will work. So let's define a function Babylonian applying this to x and say for 10 iterations. So let's start from 1. So this is my first thing, and then I need to do a for loop. So in Julia, you should not be afraid to do for loop. And here it's t plus x over t divided by 2. The end of my for loop, and I'm returning t. That's it. Okay, so let's check that this is working. Okay, so you see that I'm doing only 10 iteration here. It's already giving me a very good result. So this square root of 2 is built-in square root of function built-in in Julia. So this is if you want the real value of square root of 2. And this is the one computed by my Babylonian function. Okay, so remember I want now to compute derivative of the square root function. So instead of the square root, I will use this Babylonian approximation. And if I'm able to run this Babylonian function on dual numbers, then I'm done. So what is missing in my rules is I did not, this Babylonian function is, you are just adding stuff on dividing. Problem is I did not define what the division of two dual numbers is. So here is the formula for the division of two dual numbers. Okay. So you see that here what you should recognize is basically something which is like the derivative. I mean, this is a standard Taylor expansion of your 1 plus something times epsilon on 1 over 1 plus something times epsilon. So this is why there is a minus here. And so now I'm defining what is the division between two dual numbers. So the x value, it's very simple. The y value. So this is this a over c. And now I need to put this in the epsilon part. So this is, let's, it's a y value times the epsilon value of x minus the x value times the y epsilon divided by y value to the power 2. Okay, so let's check that it's working. You see that now I can do division. So what Julia is doing here, again, this is these are numbers, so everything is put into dual, and then I'm dividing 1 by 1 plus a, and a, its value is 2, so the value of this is 1/3, which is this. So now let's check that we can do stuff with Babylonian numbers. With dual number, run the Babylonian algorithm on dual numbers. So you see it's working. It's computing exactly what I want. Why? Because the value which is here is exactly the value of square root of 2. Remember that the value of a is 2. And since I took 1 for the epsilon value, I know that this should be the derivative of the square root function taken at 2. So it's the derivative of the square root function is 1/2 over the square root. So this is the derivative of the square root function evaluated at 2. And you see that you obtain exactly this, this formula. So if you want, here you can apply the derivative function you defined before, not only to polynomials, but also to the square root thanks to this Babylonian approximation. Okay. So the derivative is working as soon as you define all the function, the operation like plus, minus, multiplication, and division. So let's see if it's working. Yes. So again, this is for square root of 2. This is a true derivative, and you see this is a derivative computed by this function. So which is just unrolling the computation done by my Babylonian function. So now you can take more complex formula as you want. So for example, this one, the function which is So what is this function? So remember, Babylonian of x is just the square root of x. So to the power 4, this is just x squared evaluated at 4. So the derivative of x squared is 2 times x. 2 times 4 is equal to 8. Now something more tricky. This is the function 1 plus 3 times square root of x to the power 3 divided by square root of x divided at 2. So I'm not able to do the math automatically here. But this is the derivative of this function evaluated at 2. So it turns out that there is a package in Julia doing exactly this computation, automatic differentiation using dual numbers. So this is called forward diff. So now instead of using my implementation of Babylonian, I'm using the implementation done in this package. So I'm using the derivative function in this module for the square root function evaluated at 2. So this should be this value. Okay. You can check that for the Babylonian you get something similar. And if you want to check the last formula here, I'm replacing Babylonian here by square root of x. And it's evaluated at 2, and you see that this answer is actually correct. Okay. So if you are interested in dual numbers, there is a Julia package dealing with this, which is not maintained anymore because it has been superseded by the forward diff. But you can have a look at the GitHub repository, and indeed, it's only one file. So everything is done in this one file. So what we did on the Jupyter notebook, it's basically done here for dual numbers. So you see the convert and where the plus function are defined here, the minus, the multiplication, division, and so on. So just one small file with a few lines of code, 300 lines of code, is doing the job and doing automatic differentiation in a very different way than what we saw, what you did actually in the first homework, where you were computing the backward explicitly for each new function.